all the information. So that's a error, you know, somewhere in the program. Because if you need the information, because I've even had people say to me, it would be helpful if they told us what we needed or didn't need, you know? And I'm like,
oh, supplies, you mean, ahead of time?
yes.
Okay.
I said, no, it's supposed to, but if you don't click on the class, and that's where, I mean, it just shouldn't be that way. You should not be able to register for the class without getting all the information.
Yeah.
Then you register for the class.
Well, I
Yours was easy.
Mine is just register and show up.
Yeah, I didn't even know this was
Yeah,
an
the sewing
option
class is
here,
a little
so
bit different, yeah.
this is
Well,
exciting.
the first couple that I did were in May, so, and then we skipped to June because there was just too much going on, and
Yeah,
now
this is
we're
nice.
here. So.
Was it, so the last class that I was at was the last
was
one you
May.
did? Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Was
Yeah.
it May already?
It was. Okay, well, it's 6, so we're going to start. Thank you all for joining. I think there's a few more people coming, but we're going to start on time. So thank you so much for being here. My name is Kelly, and I am the founder of Gia's Italian Kitchen. My daughter is Gia, so I named it Gia because Kelly's Italian Kitchen doesn't really sound very Italian because I'm half Irish. So that's how I got the name. This is the cooking series at the Marion Library. So we're doing this on a Thursday-Sunday combo. On Sunday, we're going to be doing the same menu, and then each month we will change it up. So next month we'll be doing a summer salad to harvest a bunch of the vegetables from the gardens and make some homemade croutons and do this. It's called an Italian bread salad. So be on the lookout for that for next month. Tonight we're making 2 kinds of hummus. So we're going to do a classic hummus with garbanzo beans and some white beans with a little twist with fresh dill and that's what we forgot. Fresh lemon, cumin, and then we'll have that with an appetizer. Then the second will be a black bean hummus with chipotles and limes. So some really flavorful hummus. Hopefully a little bit of a twist from what you've normally had. So I like to make hummus because we eat it a lot. It's a great snack to have some veggies, have an appetizer, give the kids a quick snack. So I love to keep this in the fridge at all times. And there's ways you can make it a little healthier. We're going to use some chicken broth, a little less oil. I'm going to skip the tahini. So it's all in your packet, but I'm trying to throw some healthier options out there for different ways to do it from what you're going to buy at the store. So what you have in front of you is the class packet, as I call it. It's start to finish what we're doing. So you've got your grocery list, you've got the recipes, you've got some information about the library with some QR codes on. You obviously all figured out how to register, but if you want to share this with friends and family so they can get right to that event page at the Marion Library, and then some additional information about myself and Gia's Italian Kitchen. So this is going to be an interactive class. This isn't me cooking for you. So I know a couple of you were here at the May class, and this is going to be interactive. So if you want to come help, we have aprons, and we're going to do this together and have a couple tastings at the end. So we're going to dive right in. I need 2 helpers. Who wants to start? Come on out. Want to take one out? Yeah. Come on. Okay. Okay, so we're going to kind of do these in tandem. We have 2 Cuisinarts going. If you have one of these large Cuisinarts or even one of the little baby ones, this is going to be the best way to do it. You could do it in a blender or if you have like a Ninja at home, but the Cuisinart, this one is like 20 years old. So it looks really archaic, and that one's brand new, but it has a very wide bowl, and it has one blade that's pretty long. So different than a blender, this is going to get you a really nice smooth hummus. So if you have one of these, definitely this is your appliance. If you don't, this is my kitchen appliance, my go-to. Whether I'm making pesto or I'm crushing tomatoes or I'm making hummus, like this is the bomb. So yeah, you guys can wash your hands, and we're going to make 2 different kinds. So the first thing we want to do is start cutting stuff up. So the cucumbers and the carrots are going to be to eat with our black bean hummus. So I'm gonna just set this aside and we'll cut this up a little bit later. What we are gonna do for starters is, do you wanna do fruits or veggies?
Just assign me whatever you
Okay.
want me to do. I'll do either.
Okay, so first we're gonna do is just cut all of these in half, and then you can just put them
Oh, they already want
back in here. Yep, yep, and then we're gonna just
In
juice
half
them.
this way then?
Yep, just in
Okay.
half, and then we'll
And you
separate
want them
them
in here.
Yep, because then we'll kind of get going with those. Okay, then move on to the cilantro, and this has been washed. So we want as little of stems as possible. Since it is going to get crunched up in the Cuisinart, if there's some stems, it's really not that big a deal because they will get crunched up with the rest of the stuff. Okay, so then let's get some little bowls. We're going to juice those. So if you want to take,
How far do you want this? I would stop.
yeah,
here.
I would definitely stop here. The stems where the leaves stop, you don't want, so you definitely want to toss those. But if you can get some of these stems off,
Two more, right?
that would be better just because it's going to be more flavorful to get the leaf, less bitter to get the stems. But like I said, if there's some stems in there, no big deal. So you're squeezing. So the easiest way to do it, actually is turn it upside down. Yeah. And lemons in here, limes in here. So if you have, yeah, a little muscle, there you go. If you don't have one of these contraptions, let me show them.
I've used a fork.
These
Stick a fork in
things,
it.
yeah, just throw everything back in there. These things are amazing, and if you do a lot of these, the electric ones are really cool, but these are amazing. The best way that I have found is actually to turn it upside down with some
Right.
muscle power, and it eliminates the seeds. It's awesome.
Get fried for drinks. Well,
Yeah, Kylie, could we have mojitos next time? Okay.
Yes, James.
Yes, James, okay. All right, so we've got, let's see, our chipotles. If you've never had these, they're chipotle peppers in adobo sauce. It's like a really thick Mexican sauce. You've probably tasted it and not known it. Let me get a fork and I'll show you what it looks like.
and all the stuff is from Hy-Vee? Is that what, or not?
You know,
necessarily,
yeah,
but
most of
this-
this stuff
you can
is
get
like
that
this.
stuff.
Yes, this you can definitely get at Hy-Vee. They're just big, you know, like you would think of as a Mexican pepper, but they're in this
And
thick,
it's
almost
seedless,
like
or
a.
you don't have to worry about seeds.
There's little seeds in there, but they're so tiny it doesn't even matter. And we're only going to use maybe one, probably not even one, but a little bit of the sauce because it's pretty spicy. Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna just get the lemons out of here. So the lemons are going in one, the limes are going in the other. How you doing, John?
I got it.
You got it. All right. So let's see how much we're. So we're gonna kind of tag team these two recipes at the same time. All right. Okay, so John, since you're on cilantro, this is gonna be the black beans. So let's move stuff. Mix this up. So I've got 2 cans of black beans, and for the classic, normally you would use garbanzo beans. I have 1 garbanzo bean and 1 Great Northern. These are just a creamier bean. I think it's gonna make, well, I know it's gonna make just a smoother hummus. So I don't use all garbanzo just because I think it's really hard to get them super smooth. And if we really wanted to get them super smooth,
Oh, yeah.
we would peel them, each one, and take each skin off of this. So if anyone wants to do that, you can come up here and do that for a little while. And when you get tired of doing that, you can stop. But that's also one reason that I don't do 2 cans of garbanzo beans. Now, ideally, how would we do this? We would take dried beans, right? I don't like to use a lot of canned anything. So ideally, we would get some of the same types of beans, but we would have to simmer it on the stove for like an hour, right? To get them to hydrate, or ideally overnight, right? To get the beans to hydrate. So this is the easy way to do it. If you want to do it a
quick
little
cooker.
healthier, you gotta like start yesterday or start a couple hours ago and
Have you ever done them in a quick cooker?
in the pressure cooker.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that.
I do mine all the time and,
And that probably takes less than an hour.
oh, yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
20,
It's like 25
30
minutes or
minutes,
so.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a great option. I just wanted us to be able to start and finish tonight,
Yeah.
so that's why we're doing the cans. Yep, you can toss those. And you're gonna have the lemon over here and the limes over there. Johnson's got green onions. Okay, so the green onions,
Assuming.
Judy wants to send yours in. Same?
yes.
Okay, put that back here. Thank you.
We are gonna take the outer layer off and the little hairy edge, I don't know what that's called. Take that off. And then we'll rinse those. Okay, so for the black bean, I usually put the beans in last because I want to get everything really incorporated, and then we'll put the beans in. So we're gonna do some garlic. So one trick, and for the folks that were here last time, that I love to do is you can buy garlic pre-shucked. You can buy this at Hy-Vee, you can buy it at Sam's, and so we'll use this tonight because then no one has to come up here and shuck the garlic. However, taking that one step further, what I do is I put it in my little Cuisinart. I'll dice up this whole bag, mince it up in the Cuisinart, and then fill it with olive oil. This will keep in the freezer for 3 months. And then whether you're making hummus, you're making spaghetti sauce, whatever, stir fry, take the spoon, put it in your saucepan, and you don't have to do any of that messy garlic. So little tip there. So we're gonna throw.
So what would be the equivalent to clove garlic or whatever, like
Yes.
quarter teaspoon or something? You just guesstimate.
It's probably about 1 tablespoon is gonna be about 2 cloves, 2-3 cloves, depending on the size of the clove. So we're gonna do a little tasting. So once we get these mixed, you guys will get to grab a spoon and taste these. And if you want more lemon, or like maybe I put too much garlic in, so we'll kind of tease with the taste. Thank you. You're free. You're free. Thank you so much. Okay, yeah. So let's so let me grab. If 2 more people want to come up and do a little bit of anything, come on up. Come on up. I need 2 more people. Okay, so we're gonna start in this one. Gonna do a couple tablespoons of this. And I just brought a little jar. So we're gonna finish this
They
one.
didn't put their aprons on.
Oh, you didn't put your aprons on! We have Marion Library aprons. Free to borrow. Sorry, you can't take them home, but they're super cute.
Yeah.
Super cute. Okay, and this one, same, yeah. So we'll do a couple tablespoons.
Yeah.
Of the garlic. So this has the olive oil in it, so we will modify how much olive oil that we put in from your recipe. But I'm also gonna add, I think, a couple more cloves in that one. This was not a full serving. All right, so if you want to, there's a scissors. If you want to open this and just throw maybe 2 or 3 more cloves in there. Okay, then, so this one is lemon black bean, right? Yes. Okay, so let's
In here?
do, no, sorry, in the right one. So this
Oh,
one is gonna
okay.
be, here, let's, so you can see which one you're on.
Okay.
So you guys can see which one we're on. We're on black bean here, black bean here. All right, so we're gonna put, do you guys like cilantro a little bit? Kind of play with it if we feel like we need more more acid. All right, then let's see, we need to open. How many did you put in there?
3.
I'm good.
One was small, so.
Okay. Then we need, let me get you a spoon. So we've got the oregano and the cumin. So for your measuring spoons, I'm Italian, so like it's a little of this, like kind of measure. But in general, your cereal spoon is about a teaspoon and your big soup spoon is about a tablespoon. So if you can't find your measuring spoons, like cereal spoon, soup spoon. So we're gonna do, I think just a half, right? Okay, so we're gonna do a heaping tablespoon. Here, why don't we do like this?
Well, it's a little on the big side, that's why.
Let me get
What about that one?
there.
So half a teaspoon, you said?
No, actually, we're gonna do a tablespoon. Sorry, so do
about.
and we don't have soup spoons here, so just do a heaping, and then we can add more for flavor. Okay, so then for you, you've got all that cilantro, so we'll put this back, and we're gonna move back to the onions. Okay, so a quarter cup is probably gonna be like maybe 2 or 3 of these. So these are pretty thick. They're pretty good size. So we'll put those aside. And I like to go pretty far up to the green. I mean, you can use a lot of your green onions. So let's do 2 and we'll taste. So just give those a rough chop and then throw them in there and then we'll start mixing some stuff and getting things incorporated. And then for this one, we're gonna do chicken broth too. So we'll get that.
Now, what would you think about using a little bouillon? You know, if you had a chicken bouillon cube, dissolved it in a cup of hot water.
Oh, if
let
you
it
dissolved
cool.
it in hot water, yeah, because then it would be a broth. I don't know if I'd put it in there as a granular.
No, but it
Because it
needs to be
probably wouldn't-
dissolved and
yeah.
then
Oh yeah, because that's basically the same stuff. So I'm gonna put a half a cup. So this is gonna replace some of the olive oil. It's gonna give some of the moisture for not adding the tahini. So we would back off the chicken broth if you were using the tahini. Okay, then why don't we give these a mix? That should be, so we'll just pulse. Yep, and start getting those incorporated. Yep, just throw those in there.
There's gotta be a song that this goes to.
Oh, we're having, we need some music. And then just hold and pulse. Yep.
No oil in
That's
this
good.
one? Or no broth?
Not yet. No, no broth. Okay.
Exactly the deal.
So here's our lime juice. So let's add, so this just turns and then you lift off. So let's add like half of the lime juice. Perfect. And then we'll reserve this to add for taste and then you need to click it. Yep, we're gonna pulse some more. So for this, you're gonna wanna pulse a little more because we've got the cilantro and the green onion and we wanna get that really creamed up. Okay.
There we go.
Thank you. Well, I bought a beautiful dill plant, like I had the basil plants, and it's at home in my windowsill,
Oh.
soaking in the sun. I told my daughter, I said, I'm gonna forget something, and I'm gonna call you to come. Okay, let's grab a different cutting board. Thank you, Art. All right. Okay, do you want to, how much do we get? Not much, yeah.
it says an eighth of a cup.
Okay, so we'll just go rinse these off and then we'll chop these off. All right. So there's, yeah, so I've just chopped those off and throw it in there. Okay, then we do want some olive oil. You have no olive oil yet, do you? So let's do that. some olive oil to go. So we're gonna open that up. Always a good idea to spray between. So we're gonna do 2 to 4 tablespoons of olive oil in each. So if you if you have a nozzle on the top, if you tip it and kind of count like you're doing a shot, that's 1 tablespoon-ish. And we'll do 1 more. And then let's close that, and you can mix. And then again, we'll save that last tablespoon for adjusting at the end if we feel like we need a little more liquid or a little more creaminess. All right. Okay, so you've got your garlic. Oh, let's get the chipotle pepper in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna cut one of these in half, because these are pretty spicy. And they do, like we said, there's, I know you probably can't see, but there are little tiny seeds. They will disappear. Oh, well, I think we want some, yeah, let's get some of the sauce. Hang on a second, I'm gonna add some of that.
So do you put those other peppers in the freezer, like individually used, or do you just put the whole thing in there? What would you do with them?
I mean, I put them in the fridge because I use the adobe for stir fries and stuff for other sauces. It makes a really good, like if you mix it kind of in a vinaigrette as a marinade for meat, it's amazing. But there's a lot in here, and it does, you know, a little goes a long way. So you could definitely just put it in a freezer safe container. And
Because in the fridge, how long would it last? A week, maybe?
yeah, because you've already opened it.
Pulses now.
Maybe the top is enough.
Here, towards you. There you go. There you go. Okay, so let's finish that. So we've got the chipotle, the lime, the olive oil, cilantro, the onion, some salt. Okay, so these I yeah, there you go. And we'll grind some salt in there. So I'm doing like 8 little turns for teaspoon-ish, and then we'll taste. Okay, then we can do the black beans. So let's get those in there. Just put both of them in.
So that one's all black beans, no
Mhm.
mixing.
Yep. Just 2 cans of black beans. And then, okay. So why don't we retire you guys and get 2 more people up here, and we'll pull this together. Okay, so what I have for the classic one is, have you ever had those phyllo cups? Let's get those out. We're gonna bake them. So you've got, you know, like phyllo dough, but these little shells, they're also in your freezer section. So where you get a pie crust. And these are they are pre-baked, but they're frozen, so we're gonna heat them up. But you can put like anything in these. So what we're gonna do is put the classic, we're gonna put some feta cheese and some Kalamata olives for a delicious little bite on these. So I'm gonna get our oven going so we can get those warmed up. And then,
I'm always afraid of using them. I don't know why, but
oh, I love these.
yeah,
Goat cheese with, you know, some fruit on them, or
all the individual.
I love olives. Another olive, yeah, oh, they're so good. So I'm just gonna turn this on at 350.
I use the sheets too. That's different.
Okay, so why don't we get 2 more volunteers, and we will start to pull this together. We need to slice some vegetables. We're gonna serve the black bean hummus with some cut carrots, some sliced cucumbers, and a tortilla chip. Okay, so for this, awesome, welcome. Okay, let me get this out of your way. Usually, this is about when I ask people if you can smell what we're doing. I don't know if you can smell what we're doing because we're not baking, but can you smell some of these flavors coming your way?
The left of the line, like that, yes.
Oh, that's one garlic.
All right. So we're gonna do these big knives for you guys. Big knives. Okay, so these are all washed. We're just going to slice these 2 cucumbers into, you can kind of do them on an angle so they're a little prettier. But I would, think thin, like maybe a 1/4 inch. Think bite-sized, so not too fat. And then we'll get those, actually we'll put them on the tray. And then for you, get these out of your way. We'll bring you over here. And then if you guys want, you can just kind of stack things up on here as you get finished. So for you, the carrots, we're gonna make little sticks. So we're gonna obviously, these have been washed. Now I don't peel my carrots because a lot of the nutrients are in the skin of the carrot. So hopefully everyone's okay with that. I didn't peel the carrots, they're all washed up. So we're just gonna cut each end off. And then I usually cut them in half or in thirds depending on how long they are. And then I like to cut these lengthwise by 4. So you've got 4 little sticks, so you get a little bit of carrot and you can have a lot of hummus this year. So we'll just, and no fingers, so stack those up and that'll be the base for our appetizer. Okay, so for these phyllo cups, since we're not gonna put anything in these while they bake, you don't need to put anything down on the sheet pan. These are going in for like 5 minutes just to reheat and warm them up.
Yeah, how long do they last if you cook them right now? And you want to set them aside just for a couple hours? You have to eat this in that day?
Oh, definitely that day.
Okay.
Yeah, because once they bake again, they'll get kind of soft.
Okay, they will.
Yeah, so that's why I waited. I mean, I could have done it at the beginning of this class. It would have been fine. But they're pretty. Yeah, they're. I don't know. Phyllo dough seems to get mushy quick. I think if you let it sit out, especially you don't want to put anything in them because then they definitely turn mushy. So this is kind of. I mean, it's an awesome, easy way to make an appetizer, but you kind of have to do this part of it last minute.
And it's like 5 minutes is all they go in?
But usually, you've got people that come over and they're like, hey, what can I do?
Right.
Have them do this.
Both of these?
Yes, please.
Okay. Pile them on top of each other?
Sure, yeah, because we're just going to serve those to dip with the hummus, so no magic on those. Okay, this isn't quite there yet.
Yeah. Actually, I did a dessert.
Okay, so let's get our beans in here.
Strawberries. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So we've got, I picked Great Northern just because one of my favorite side dishes my grandmother would make is sauteed spinach with fresh garlic and red pepper flakes and Great Northern beans. That was like a classic side dish for a dinner for us. So I love these, but you could use any white bean, or you could use, like I said, the 2. Oh, did anyone want to come up and shuck all that? No? Okay. Okay, these are going in. And they'll be fine, it's just not going to be as smooth as a restaurant, right? Who has shucked all of their beans.
So does Oasis then, I would say, shut all
They do?
Is the machine?
I mean, you've tasted their hummus, yes? It's like silky, right?
their.
Yeah, they shuck it. When you do the can, they're so moist already, but even if you were to hydrate them, you could kind of, on a cutting board, how you would kind of shuck a garlic with your knife. I mean, you could kind of rustle them around and get some of them off. It's not you just won't get all of them. You really need to do it one at a time. Okay. Okay, and I think we needed some salt in this one. Perfect. Perfect, perfect.
You want to do some here?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, where at?
Okay, so we're gonna add a few turns of salt, and then this will be another thing, obviously, that we will
Something different.
play with. So there are quite a bit of flavor in both of these, right? But we did add salt because in addition to giving a little flavor with the salt, it also allows other flavors to come out. So you don't want to skip the salt unless you're on strict orders from the doctor to not add salt. You don't want to skip the salt because it really does help everything else come alive in addition to adding some flavor. What did we? Okay, so we've got the beans, the garlic, the peppers, the limes, olive oil, salt, cilantro, green onion. And then in this one, beans, garlic, lemon, chicken broth, cumin, oregano, dill. Did you put the dill in there?
Yes,
I did.
Yeah.
You did? Okay. Awesome, thank you. Olive oil, salt, and pepper. No tahini. Okay, so these in here. John, could you give me a 5-minute timer, please? And then, who wants to taste? I've got little spoons. If you want to just come up, form a line, we're going to taste and then adjust. So, a couple of you guys want to come up?
Well, maybe somebody else wants to.
Who wants to come taste?
I mean, somebody new.
Yeah, come on back, ladies. Come on up.
Are you wanting us all to come at one too, or? only
No,
2 people?
everyone will eat,
Okay.
but I just want like 2 or 3 tasters. Yeah.
Is that going in?
Yes. And then you'll have to trust your classmates that they are being good tasters, right?
So what's the fix if your hummus is too thin?
It depends on what you need. Does it need acid? Does it need salt? Does it need heat? It depends. So you should come taste, and then you'll maybe. Yeah.
So you're better off really putting less olive oil and less, what else, or liquid, I guess.
Less liquid because what you don't want. So this is
Yeah, the chicken broth, I think.
this is a good consistency. I think. I mean, it
Yeah.
could be thicker, but it's
I
not
think
too thin.
Better with less chicken broth and then.
Because you don't want to get into the predicament of like it being so thin and then you gotta go find another can of beans.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's taste. Sir, do you want to taste? You want to taste?
Sure.
Taste the dill, I can taste the garlic, but I think it needs a little salt.
I agree.
You didn't put salt in this one.
I didn't put
You
salt
did
in
put
it.
it in?
Okay.
I did. Not a lot.
Okay.
I agree. I think it needs more lemon juice. A little
Yeah,
bit. I'm a
I
big
don't taste
fan of
lemon,
adding the
yeah.
acid though.
Yeah.
You guys okay
Taste
if
the
I add more
dill,
lemon
taste
juice?
it.
Okay, so toss your spoons. We'll get Okay. We'll add some more salt. And while you're, messing with this, I added salt and lemon, but I don't want to add more than that because then you're like, oh wait, do I need,
No, I gotta add more of this.
do I need more acid, more salt, more heat, more fat, more olive oil? See, we probably should have done one at a time, but I think it needed both.
Yeah.
It needed both. All right.
Is the cumin and oregano in
Mm-hmm. Actually, I think maybe cumin, maybe more cumin, but it is in there. Okay.
test, you notice the difference?
Mm-hmm. Definitely the lemon juice.
Too much?
No.
No,
And I thought it was good.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
If
That's
you
really
do
good.
put too much lemon juice, what would you do to counterbalance that?
Fat.
Fat?
Fat to
Is
counter the
it
acid.
tahini oil, or what would you put
that's
in?
good.
Olive oil.
Olive oil.
But just a little because you don't want to make it too runny. And probably more salt to counter the acid. I think that's good.
Yeah, it's
You guys
good.
good?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, throw them away. Let's test the second
Garlic?
one. More garlic.
I like my garlic.
Well, I did add a
Very true.
profile extra to
We're not done yet.
it. Are we staying up here for this one?
Yeah,
Oh,
we still gotta test this one.
There's two.
All right.
Okay, so this one is the lime or adobo or salt.
This should have a little more kick to it.
Mm-hmm.
it does. I don't know if I'd add anything.
That's good. Oh, you guys, it's so good.
Right amount of kick. I think.
Yeah. You can taste the adobo. Yeah, the cilantro. And the cilantro.
Cilantro and the.
And you can feel some salt, right? Okay, okay, I think we're good. Okay.
So I just pureed a whole bunch of cilantro, kind of made a pesto type of.
Oh, nice.
So I could take it out of the freezer and use it in something like that.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
it's already, you
Oh,
don't
yeah.
have to have fresh.
Absolutely.
Okay. 'Cause
Okay, so if any
wonder
either
what
of
I
you
was
guys
gonna do
want to
about that.
stay up, you can stay up and help.
I'll
Anyone?
stay.
Anyone? Yeah, no, we're gonna serve, so if you guys want to help serve.
Okay.
Do you want us to help you?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so what we're gonna do for the black bean is put
That's what I did.
a nice helping.
Freezer.
For 5 minutes.
Awesome. Okay, put a nice helping of the black bean and then put it on the list. Okay. Then
I did some we're gonna do. Yep. Because I, we have a big dinner every Sunday, so
You've got a lot of stuff.
yeah.
A lot of stuff done.
Yeah.
You know, was your son able to come, a sous chef person?
put these let's so I'm gonna put the shells back there and let them cool a little bit. Okay, so what we need to do for that is if you could take this to the sink in the back and just drain it, yeah. And then when the cups cool off a little bit, we'll put some of the hummus directly in the cups. Okay. But what we could start with, actually, why don't we start with this while those are cooling? We're gonna do a couple cucumbers and a couple carrots. And let me get the chips.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. You
Pass them out then, or have people call them? We'll pass them out. And then put a couple chips and some napkins. And then we'll pass those out. Okay. Start okay, time to eat.
Oh, thank you.
So in addition to the Marion Library, the other things that are in your packet, it's on the page with my picture on it, are the two other things that I do for offerings. So I do private dinner parties where I come to your house. I don't cater the food. I come to your house and we cook, just like we did this. But you create the dinner menu, and we can create, a full dinner. Then the second option.
Oh my gosh, this is so good here.
Just wait for the two of them. The second option is a team building event. So if your company has, kind of like a culture program, that is a really fun thing to do as a team building event, is a cooking experience. So my contact information is on your packet, And you can shoot me an email or grab me after class if you would like more information.
So if we had like 6 of our family members, you would come in, they would have to participate and do everything like we just did?
They would have the option to. What I can't do is come and just like do it all for you because I'm not a caterer. But a lot of times, not everyone wants to cook.
Right.
So some people sit on the other side of the island and they drink their wine and they make fun of us. And then the people that are on this side of the island are cooking and having their wine. So everyone doesn't have to cook, but of course.
Some participation.
Right, right. And 6 for a private dinner party is kind of a sweet spot. As you can picture back here, then it gets pretty congested. But 6 to 10, 10's really the max for a full dinner to make it manageable. So what do you guys think?
It's so good.
Very good.
Awesome.
I've got black beans I just took out of my freezer.
Oh, good.
So this is what I'm making.
Now, could you freeze the hummus?
You can freeze the hummus. When it thaws, it will be a little bit of a different consistency.
It'll be separated, maybe.
What I would recommend is putting it in the fridge. It'll stay in the fridge for, a good week and still be fresh. So, making a single batch, hopefully you eat it in a week, but if you don't, you could throw it in the freezer, but it won't be as good when you thaw
Don't
it.
make another recipe.
It'll be a little different.
Something different.
Yeah, like make enchiladas or something. To get rid of it. How are we doing? Who does not have?
Just not have too much to it.
Okay.
No, I don't think.
Oh, no, that's a couple. Does everyone have black bean? Yes. Okay, awesome. So let's start on the next one.
I don't like a lot of spice.
I do like.
How many more do you need?
So this is still,
I might.
Okay.
Yes, butter.
this is
Right,
still a
yeah.
little
Oh,
warm.
wait, this is just perfect.
Yeah,
Because I can taste it, but it's not overwhelming my mouth.
And no tahini in this, so.
And then did you want me to make you a plate too?
So normally I wouldn't put the tahini in the black bean anyway.
Oh,
But this one, when you taste it, you will probably notice that there's no tahini, but that's why there's more spices in it to give that flavor. But it's definitely a different flavor because the tahini is a sesame paste, right? So it's definitely a different flavor with the herbs versus
So is your
The tahini.
opinion, you choose to stay away from tahini?
No, I love tahini. I just wanted to make up a recipe that was healthier because it's very high in fat, which is yummy, but
And if you're on keto, then it's
just
okay,
trying
right?
to have some options. Yeah. Okay, so we'll do this, and then so we'll do 2 of these.
We need a glass of wine with this.
Middle of this, like that.
Should have brought it to go.
And then you want vegetables to go with it too?
You know what? Why not? Because we've got more. We've got extra. Yeah. So we'll do 2 of these little whites.
Okay.
Little feta crumble, and an olive. And then more veggies.
We should just do it with wine.
Flavor.
Yeah, that sounds good. Just serve the veggies.
Do you want to do it? Yeah. Chip for your dip. We should have close to enough for 2.
This one.
I'll start this part.
Yeah, I can say I can.
Yeah. So are things coming up in your gardens at home? You mentioned your basil. My
Yeah.
basil is probably waist high.
Oh.
My basil
mine isn't that
is
big.
going
No.
crazy. I have about 6 of them in
That one's ready.
in the yard in a garden box, and then 1 in a big pot.
No, go ahead.
But they're both like
Oh my
like
gosh.
this tall.
Yeah, mine is maybe a foot that is all right now. Thank you.
A foot, that's it?
Yeah,
Is it in a full sun?
like about 7 hours a day.
Oh,
It's in
oh,
full sun,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I just identified a volunteer plant that came back from compost, and it's a pumpkin. We didn't know what it was. I had no. I mean, I knew Yeah, it just didn't. I thought it was a squash. No, I thought it was some kind of other squash, but not a pumpkin. But it said all pumpkin. So we just.
Your tomato plant should be going crazy.
Yeah,
I've got some tomatoes, they're green, but plants are going nuts. So
You know, these are so cute, but I do like dipping.
okay.
Whereas this is, they're cute and you pop it in your mouth, but
yeah.
I do like dipping these.
Yeah,
Yes,
you're
we
right,
do.
you're second person.
What do you think?
I'd rather do it too.
Well, you can take your vegetables and just dip
Yeah, that's what I do.
in your cup.
It's wonderful, I'm just saying as far as the difference in
Yeah,
the ways to
in the
do
bite.
it.
Yeah,
But these are so cute.
I love them.
I know.
And I do love the phyllo sheets, but that's a whole different mess, right? If you're doing a phyllo sheet with hummus. That. Did you get a cup yet? There you go. Well, there's more carrots. You're welcome to come up and get more carrots. That pretty much is our Hummus 2 Ways class. So I hope you enjoyed it. And if you are talking to anyone, let people know that we have another class on Sunday. We'll be making the same 2 hummuses. So there are still spots available. And we're happy to answer any other questions you have. And like I said, we'll be doing this in August and future months. So.
But you don't have a plan on when you usually post classes?
Usually it's,
Beginning of the month or?
yeah, usually it's the first Thursday and then the following Sunday.
Okay, but you will post the
Generally,
August
no.
classes?
Yes, they will all be on the Marion Library's website on their event link. Yep, so I think August is up there. I don't remember if it's up there or not, but it should be up there soon.
Yeah, soon. When I signed up for this, I didn't see anything else.
Okay.
Here, we'll put it on there. We could.
Yeah, there's a place.
Yeah, just serve those.
Serve it out.
They're on a napkin.
Yeah, we can.
More
Oh,
napkins.
it's,
I mean, or we could just do it this way. Just
Yeah.
take it to them, take it to them.
We'll take it on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for more.
And then, does somebody want to do the carrots? Yep. Cool, thanks. Okay.
So there's hummus left as well if you would like
On this end over here.
a little to go. We have these your little dippers. If you want a little dipper to go, there's hummus left. So I'll fill these. You're welcome to take that home as well. And help spread the word. So I've been doing Gia's Italian Kitchen online. So if you go to my YouTube channel, there's probably close to 100 episodes where we've done full dinners. So check those out. And please subscribe and like and all that fun stuff. Trying to grow this business into something more than my side gig.
So you moved here not too long ago, or what?
We've been here about 15 years.
Okay,
But I'm financed by day and cooking on for
okay.
my side gig, and but into retirement hopefully is the cooking.
Well, I noticed where you had, because I looked at your website, and then I see here where to pick out good stuff. But what about
So-
St. Louis? St. Louis. has got a
Well,
great
St. Louis has like a
section.
whole section
Yeah.
of town that is Italian,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Does anybody want more hummus with the file?
Yeah.
Yes, there's a lot of very authentic
Yeah, I
grocery
just thought that would be
grocery
on
stores in
there,
St.
but-
Louis. Those are just places I've been to that I thought, you know what, if you're out of town, here's some
Right,
Here's some grocery stores with some good stuff.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, thank you.
Anybody else? Three more.
Or does anyone want more black bean now to dip with your veggies?
There's also more of the other.
There's more of both, yeah.
Does anybody need a napkin, extra napkins?
Well, see what the next one is. Yeah. Well, come get this whole class.
Yeah, well, I don't have one of those cricket things.
That's not for this. You know, a regular song.
You know what, yeah, you
And
can
what is
take it on, because I already
I have two big things.
put them all in there.
What is big?
Well, the last one I did was.
Oh, that's different. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, if you go to my website, to the three little dots, you know, up there to go to the shop, then all of those.
Messenger bag.
Okay.
So with the zipper in it, the next one I'm looking at is a
Oh,
wallet.
absolutely.
Wallet
Yeah, absolutely, take the chips.
that has lists for credit cards and phone and,
So if you have any requests, I don't
No,
have
there's
the menu made for September yet. So if there's anything that you would like to make in the September and you want to come back, we'd be happy to have you and happy to entertain any food requests.
Pizza crust.
Maybe. I have a very good pizza list.
Or even making it, because you can make it on pita, make it on, you know. on
Well, the
different-
dough, so my dough needs to sit and rise for a couple hours.
Okay.
So we could, I could make the dough at home and then we could do the
You could
thing
show
here.
us how to do it.
Mhm. Yeah, we could do that.
I don't know.
Got the
Yeah,
best
that
dough.
wallet thing, something like that.
That'd be fun for a larger group to do a pizza. Have everyone make their own pizzas. The dough that I have is about the 20th version of this dough. So when we were in Italy last summer, I perfected the dough, the nana over there. So it's the best. It's cracker thin. It's wonderful.
Yeah. Who doesn't
You
want
can. Well, I didn't know she wanted.
And it's made with the
There's lots
double
of
zero
stuff
flour,
there.
which is, it's not a gluten-free flour, but it's very fine. And so you can really, what's the word? Roll it, very thin.
It has to be so it's not too complicated, otherwise
Right.
you have to have the real chef and the real cook that does it, but the rest of us like, oh, and I know.
The dough, well, you know what? The dough, that's another thing. I mean, you throw
Okay.
everything in there, like my pasta, I use this. I mean, I can do, we've done the volcano and you roll it out, but man, this thing, and then you've got the cranker. You've got a crank on the hooks on your island, makes the best pasta because it's consistent and it can get it really, really thin.
So can you buy fresh pasta here in town? The answer's no.
I mean, there's refrigerated pasta that you can buy at the grocery store, but it's still, it's not 100% fresh because but you have to have preservatives in it to package it. So really the best is you make it today, you eat it today. Can you put it in the refrigerator? Of course, but it changes.
Do you want me to put feta on these all?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Who does that?
Well, thank you guys for coming. You're welcome to hang around. You're welcome to come up and get more stuff, but that concludes our class for tonight, so thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you
Thank you very much.
had yummy, good tastings. Thank you.
Take something.
Yeah, come take some to go.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you again. This was very nice.
Thank you.
I was telling them, anything the kitchen doesn't have that we need, let Kylie know, and we'll just get it. Like.
Oh, yeah, she's been so good.
Okay.
Yeah, like, yeah.
Because
The little
it's
Cuisinarts
ridiculous
and
we don't
knives.
have a can opener.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kelly. I'll follow up with you.
What'd you think?
Sorry, Laura.
Which one did you like better?
I like the black bean better.
That's good.
I would.
I like the black bean better too.
Yeah, I like this one. I prefer.
The tahini, yeah.
Our square.
No, I get it.
I'm spoiled, but I really like the black bean, and I probably would put more ability in it.
Me too. I like it spicy too.
It's the cilantro.
The fresh cilantro,
Yes.
yes, it's so good.
Yeah, I gotta give. I like the space. I gotta give it the thought as to how I incorporate this into the idea that the cooking curry is probably easy to do with a small curry, which is more complicated.
But it depends on what we make. You know, I wouldn't be tag teaming two things with one cohesive group that was more interactive.
Yeah.
This is kind of a little bit interactive, teach, show, you know.
What we make would be important.
Yes.
So we have to figure that one out.
Yeah.
So, but no, I think it definitely could work. It's a great space.
Yeah, so normally that, if you wanted to do a smaller one, that big black strip cuts at the back of the third row. So that space is comfortably 30-35. And I don't know why this whole thing is open tonight, but but it's good you can see the whole
we could have,
opportunity.
it all depends on the time of year we do it. We could have 35 and we could have 70.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're serving what we call we have 100.
Yeah, right. Well, and I did talk with the library and I talked with Tracy at the wine house.
Okay.
So yeah, we can totally do it.
All right.
We just can't charge the customer, which we would do anyway. So, yeah, that was fine. That's all, the license is covered, so.
Great.
Well, thanks for coming. It's good to see you.
Good to see you. Yeah. We'll be back in August. We'll see if we get a date and something we can come up with. We'll think about what we would actually make as part of, because there's a message we have to deliver.
Thank you,
should
John.
tie into
Thank
everything.
you. Right,
Think about
right.
that. That's the key part.
So what's the message?
Well, I mean, a lot of this is just like client appreciation.
Right.
But it's a matter of we giving a message about investments. Are we giving a message about planning? Planning is easy because this is a recipe.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But if it's like investments, which is, we have our investment process is 3 buckets. So I know about kinds of, so it's like 3 items. So if you could make something that just had 3 things, like margarita pizza, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just tomatoes,
Mozzarella and basil.
and basil, right? It's like those 3 things. And it's just different combinations of different things.
Right.
Kind of like this. It's just a different combination of olive oil,
Mm-hmm.
it's acid, fat,
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. So depending on what you vary, you
Right.
get different outcomes.
Right.
And if we could come up with something that's around that, that's simplistic, that you could serve like this
Mm-hmm.
with wine,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's some whatever we have music or something that people can socialize. Everything we have, then that's something we can do.
Right. The pizzas would be, that would be an easy option because the recipe that I have is you put it on a pizza stone, it cooks in like 6 minutes. So we could crank out some pizzas, have people make some of their own. Like really a classic over there is a little bit of sauce, a little bit of oregano, and red onions, and that's it. Not even, a little bit of cheese. But they are very simple over there. So if that was a thing for 3 ingredients, there's a lot of options for it.
Yeah. So would you think like you would demonstrate, make the pizza? That'd be kind of a presentation that people could come up and make their own pizzas, and then they'd go eat and you can have wine.
Yeah.
And that's the social aspect. So there's like the entertainment aspect,
Right.
and then there's the social aspect, which would be like the back end of it. Those who we could have something else for those who don't want pizza or don't want to.
Right.
Yeah.
And I would make the dough ahead of time because it needs to do its thing. But then at the end of it, what we could do is actually start over, make the dough for people that want to make the dough, and they can just take the dough home.
So is yours in yeast?
Yeah, it's just the combination of the measurements and that 00 flour. It just gives
Flour, yeast, water, and
salt, olive oil,
and olive
flour. Yeah. I think it's 5 ingredients. Yeah. But that 00 flour really allows you to roll it really thin. So it's also not super filling. which would also be nice for a dinner, because then you're not getting a gut bomb of pizza. But there's also, I mean, I can send you some little appetizer ideas.
Simple like that.
Mhm.
Question is how many can crank through an oven in a time?
Well, there's 2 ovens,
Yeah.
and it literally takes 6 minutes on the stone. So we could probably easily fit 6 or 8 people around the island to be decorating their pizza at one time, and kind of have that rotation of they're going in the oven, coming out the oven. We could start with an appetizer if a few people wanted to help make an appetizer before we head into the pizzas. We could do some really easy, like a baked caprese or a little salad or something.
With the pizzas, would it be possible to have pre-made pizzas or something? They're just coming out of the oven. People are making their own, but some people might not want to make them. But
Well, I could start them. Yeah,
that might
and have them.
that might be the part of the solution. Then you have like instant pizza for
Right.
those who just like, I just want the oregano sauce, oregano, Parmesan, and so that's out and cut in 4s or something.
Yeah.
And they can take whatever they want. And if someone wants to embellish that and do something else, then they can engage and do that.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna get it here. So the team knows I'm here. So
Awesome. Well, thanks
All right,
for coming.
yeah.
I'm glad you could
We'll
make
be
it.
in touch.
Thank
All right.
you. Have a good night.
Okay, so this one, the dishes are ready to go. That's for, I mean, when I.
These are for clean. So I was washing going up there, but let's run this then.
Okay. And I've always put, like at school, we had to put silverware in a plastic, so I always also those. Okay, it's not, that's in there.
Oh, I would just lay
Yeah, you
lay
can
them
lay it, but
down.
it's moved.
Oh,
That's what
got
I
it.
did. We have these for,
Got it.
silverware. So Kelly, I don't know if you ever knew this about me, but I used to teach the class for that age. And so this girl was like, this is about that small. Yeah, they used to have like this classes up in their kitchen. Have you ever thought about going there? They have great, like, chairs in there. All of them. Yeah. Wow. I used to actually probably have people stay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I used to take the big
Yeah.
ones, yeah. Well, like the brick kitchen, so I do that once a month up in Independence. That's a big one. It's just nice to not problem.
Yeah, the first kitchen is, and that's been there. I should tell my in-laws.
Oh
They
my
live in
gosh.
Bangladesh. It's not far.
Yeah, it's Carrollton. Yeah, I do, it's the 3rd Monday night, and, yeah, have you been there? It's a kitchen store, but they put in a kitchen in the front of it, so they can do appliances. It is like a beautiful view, like, it's like, that's cool. Not appliances, but every kitchen gadget, they have, exclusive olive oil balsamic tastings of this, shirt out
I can
west.
do a gift card for one of your classes there.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
my father-in-law will
Yeah.
have his birthday gift tomorrow.
Yeah, I know someone that did
And my
that.
mother-in-law's birthday in August.
Yeah. Yeah, you can.
So do I just call them up and say I want to get a gift card for one of your
Yeah.
classes?
Yeah.
Okay, and
Yeah.
then I can give it to my mother-in-law for her birthday.
That'd be amazing. Yeah. Yeah, it's once a month, and it's like this, but it's not classroom style at all. It's everybody's at the island, because their island is much bigger than this. Everyone's at the island, and everyone is doing the thing.
Okay.
So it's really fun.